Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the Board of Selectmen meeting for December 28th. Casey, do we have a need for any non-public this evening?
No, we do not, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go into we'll start off with our encumbrances and our agenda item. Want to do these separately, I'm assuming?
Yes, please.
Yep.
So the first item on your agenda is 2023 encumbrances. Encumbrances are any commitments that have been made in 2023 but will not get paid until 2024. So we carry them over. They're all approved signed POs unless they were non-lapsing warrant articles. The list is pretty large today, but we will be decreasing some of it as we process in the next month or two. We did break it out by general, water, sewer, electric, and warrant articles. We also include donations so that they also can carry over to the next year. The amount is $24,408,261.36. A large portion of this is the public safety building, which is a new item this year. The town manager has requested a department head meeting on January 2nd, which is next Tuesday, to go over the encumbrances and try to whittle them down and decide what needs to be carried forward or not. At this point, I bring the list to the Board of Selectmen and ask you to approve this amount. This amount will not go up. It cannot go up if you approve it, but it definitely will be decreasing.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Casey. Board members, do we have any questions? Linda?
Will we know how it's decreased? Will you give us at some point once you've done it? Because this is 24 million, it's a lot. And I understand it's the public safety building, but the general fund had a lot of ones that seem...
Little transactions and kind of old, yes. So yes, I definitely will give you a follow-up memo with what's left. Do you need to see what went away?
No, I just wanted, because there were some that were small and stuff, so we have some kind of idea at the end where it was with the general fund or any place where it was.
Yep. Department heads will be instructed to, delete any that are old, that are not valid, to really scrub their list. I don't think everybody has done that. And then also we will be processing payables through February for 2023, so all of that will come off. There's some POs that were just created, in December, so obviously those haven't been paid yet.
Absolutely,
So.
there were the ones I were looking at, the ones that were in the first half of the year.
Yes.
Any other questions, comments for Casey?
So if somebody would make a motion to encumber the not-to-exceed amount of $24,408,261.36 for 2023 encumbrances as recommended by the department heads and the finance director.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Linda, seconded by Dave to approve this. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next is 2024 revenue.
All right. This document is in front of you just for you to review. No action is necessary at this time. What I've done here is giving you the 23 approved revenues is in column 1, which is down to the detail line items. Column 2 would be in summary as it's reported to the Department of Revenue on the MS 434 report. The third column is 2023 actual revenues as of 12/22, which was last Friday when this was created. Again, we'll be posting some revenues right in through January and February, so this is not complete. And the fourth column is the 2024 estimated revenues. We leave the taxes flat as a placeholder till they're settled in next fall, and then we look at the estimates of what was budgeted and what's actually come in, and that's what is in the estimated revenues column. And then the last column, again, is just the summary of what's in the estimated revenues column. This is our best estimate based on today's revenues, but you do have a chance to review again in the fall before we set the tax rate. So if something is, falling off the page and the revenues aren't coming in or drastically increasing, we have that last minute change. It also is not final because as you continue to talk warrant articles, there's some offsetting revenues with some of your warrant articles. So the bottom part where the other funds and and one-time revenues can change based on if you pull a warrant article or if you increase a warrant article. So it is a fluid document, but it is part of the puzzle of the 2024 budget. So this is what is for you today. Are there any questions that I may answer?
Yes, on the cable franchise fee, what is the revenue that comes in and then what is on the 434? Is that a combination of a bunch of lines?
Yeah, so it's everything above it. So
Oh,
like if you
okay.
looked from dog licenses down to cable, it's 161. So
It won't go on the sheet as cable, it'll go in as...
it goes on as 161, 776 is the total amount, yes.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Casey, on that.
You're welcome.
And our 2024 default budget.
I decided that I would just read a quick little statement. The default budget means the amount of the same appropriations as contained in the operating budget authorized for the previous year, reduced and increased as the case may be by debt service, contracts, and other obligations previously incurred or mandated by law, and reduced by one-time expenditures contained in the operating budget. One-time expenditures are appropriations not likely to recur in the succeeding budget. With that, on your behalf, I created the budget, the MSD TB 2024 default budget, and that is a roll-up of the accounts. The document that is more telling is the second document that lists all the things. I started with the approved budget, and then I took away any one-time capital outlays, added in stuff like health insurance, dental insurance, any debt service, property liability. This template was used in prior years, so not a lot has changed other than the one-time items from capital outlay. We broke it out from general fund, water fund, sewer fund, electric fund, Pop Whalen. The top sheet of this backup document has the approved operating budget of $31,325,890. The default budget in front of you is $33,300,799, which is an increase of $1,974,909. But you can see what is on the actual default backup and the default form. The top page will continue to change. As you see, the column 3 says it's the budget committee proposed budget. As they increase and decrease their budget, that number is going to change, and then the last column is going to change. But as of the last budget committee meeting, the difference is $1,118,616 against the default. Meaning if we were to have a default budget, the town would have to, would not be able to do $1.1 million of things that they plan to do. And some of that being the revaluation is a big ticket item, and also is the incremental cost of the ambulance service. So those are two big drivers of what we would not be able to accomplish if the default budget was passed.
Any questions?
I just want to make the one comment that the issue with the ambulance would be a major issue for the town if that happens. And we should look at, I think we also have an opportunity, if we did get a default budget, to go to the Superior Court and have one extra meeting.
Yes, so I did recommend to the town manager, and he agreed and got legal approval, that there is verbiage that can be added to the operating budget. I'm not sure if Wolfeboro has ever done it, but they haven't done it in the last couple of years, that we could petition the court to have a special meeting. So that will be part of the operating budget verbiage. I also do want to say that the town manager and I did reach out for legal opinion to make sure we excluded the incremental cost of the new contract for the ambulance, just to make sure that that was appropriate, and it is appropriate to exclude it. If it was a one-year extension in a normal contract, we could have put it in the default budget, but because it's a completely different animal, it's not an extension of a current contract. Well, the lawyer said we should keep it out, and that is the way we presented it. So.
Okay. All right, do you need a motion for this default budget,
Yes,
Casey?
please.
Okay,
A motion to approve the 2024 default budget, $33,300,799.
So moved.
Second.
motion by Luke, seconded by Linda. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That takes care of those items for business. Under other business, just want to let people know we got a response back from DRA. I'll read it into the minutes here. This is addressed to the Board of Selectmen regarding the emergency expenditures pursuant to RSA 32:11. Dear governing body, we have received your request for an emergency expenditure under the provisions of RSA 32:11 for the following purposes. Total voted appropriations will be exceeded by $175,000. Reason, town maintained roads suffered unexpected storm damage. Funding sources, the transfer from electric enterprise fund. Hearing held was not applicable because Board of Selectmen and the Budget Committee both signed off on it. Given the representations and assertions jointly agreed to by the Select Board and the Budget Committee in the submission, your request to expend $175,000 in RSA 32:11 is deemed reasonable and is approved. Sincerely yours, Samuel T. Green, Director, Municipal and Property Division. So that was good news. We got that back from DRA for us. And just to let everybody know, we're still continuing to keep our belts tightened on the budget and stuff here through the end of the year here, so we don't have any unnecessary spending there. We're gonna, recoup everything we can in that way first. So, any other questions or anything else on our other business? Linda?
I just have one thing. The December 31st, last night, Wolfeboro ice skating will take place at the Pop Whalen from 2:30 to 3:30 because the Brewster's outside rink is not ready. So at Pop Whalen, there will also be the opportunity to rent skates.
Okay, thank you.
Reminder?
Certainly.
I guess I should have opened, I'm sitting in on behalf of the town manager who unexpectedly couldn't be at this meeting today, and he asked me to sit in, so I apologize for not opening with him.
Yep. All right, thank you, Casey, for that. Any other business? Since we have a couple people here, it's not on the agenda, but we'll have public input if somebody wants to say anything to us, or Suzanne, Bobby, anybody? Ann? No?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Dave, second by Luke to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody.